A minor pentatonic, D minor pentatonic, G minor pentatonic, C minor pentatonic, F minor pentatonic, B flat minor pentatonic, E flat minor pentatonic, G sharp minor pentatonic, C sharp minor pentatonic, F sharp minor pentatonic, B minor pentatonic, Hi, welcome to my guitar tutorial. I'm calling this Super Box Melodic Idea, Minor Pentatonics around the circle of keys. So for the opening introduction playing demonstration, I went around all 12 keys and I did different kind of strategies. I'll talk briefly about that. And then if you look below in the description of the video, I have some, I have the, what I just did, I have the basic tab of those pentatonics all in eighth notes. And then I also have a couple other topics about following your mistakes, and then some additional Superbox melodic ideas that I came up with as I was putting this together for the past couple weeks or so. I've been putting this together. So I'll just talk briefly about what I did there. So what I'm doing is a little shout out to String Joy. So I have some new strings on. I'll list those in the description. A 9 to 40. I think they're called Classic Super Light Broadways, and they have a very nice light feel for some of these stretches and and things like that. Okay, so the first strategy was just to use all downstrokes. I've talked about this before. When you're playing eighth notes, to just use downstrokes. And you'll see in the description below, I'll give time markers for when I do E minor, C minor, G sharp minor, etc. And then for the same key, I decided to just do alternate picking, just down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, that was kind of the first set. Okay, and then the second one was to do 16th notes with it, so that would just be everything faster. And I decided to go up to A minor pentatonic. 1E and a 2E and a. So if I put the track on, 3, 1, 2, 3, A minor. Right, like that. So then the other thing would be to play the 16th notes and then just end with a vibrato. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just hold that for as long as I want there. So then as I was practicing the vibratos, sometimes I'll kind of do that Hendrix thing where I'll just kind of I'll kind of just bump into the next string, and then other times I'll try to mute it with my other fingers. Okay, so that was the next strategy. And then for the D minor, I was using a 16th note dotted 8th note, so 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4. E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E, 1 E and a 2 E and a 2 All right, so that was that strategy. And then I'll just do one more of these explaining this. So the G minor one, what I'm doing here is I'm doing hammer-ons and pull-offs, but I'm using two different fingering strategies. So the first one is to use the stretched out fingering. So you have 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E. Okay, so hammer, hammer, pull off, hammer. Okay, the next one, hammer, hammer, pull off, hammer. Then here, hammer, hammer, pull off, hammer, and then hammer. And so on. Okay, so those are the basic strategies I was using, and I just decided to move it to different places on the fingerboard. I'm not a big fan of playing high up on the fingerboard, but I just thought just to be complete, I have some low, like the C minor one's kind of low, and then the B minor one is up high. Okay, so that was kind of the first basic strategy, just to get these, get these patterns under your fingers. Then the next thing I've talked about in some of my videos, this idea of following your mistakes. It's a Goodrick thing. So what happened is as I was practicing this and getting ready for this, there was certain mistakes I made just from either not stretching enough or stretching too far. So the first one, follow your mistakes. You'll see that follow your mistakes, E minor pentatonic on the PDF. So the first one was E minor. I'm doing this in E minor. Yeah, so what I was doing at one point, sometimes I would miss that A note. And then the second measure. Sometimes I would miss that, so I would miss that note. So I'll play it across the way I have it written here. The first two measures. I thought that was kind of interesting. And then the next one. And then all I did was I just moved it down to the third and fourth strings. G sharp, as opposed to. Right, so it was just a simple mistake. It was a simple fingering mistake. But once again, as Goodrick would say, follow your mistakes, because that might be where your most creative stuff is. And then the last one. All right, so it's kind of almost like a bluesy sound. And then for B7. So I just thought that was interesting. And then if you take this one here and you mess with the rhythms a little bit, see what that is? I think that might be the correct key. Also, I didn't double check on that, but that's like Twilight Zone. And then here. See, that doesn't sound like the right key. And then if you want to, you can take these and experiment with different articulation. So that's what I mean by the notes there. And then you can transpose it to other pentatonics, like if you wanted to come here, C minor. So that might sound interesting over a C minor chord. C7 chord. All right, so that's the idea with that one. So that's follow your mistakes, example 1. Then example 2, what happened here, I'm taking this pattern, and then somehow my finger slipped when I was doing this at one point along the way. Second measure. So that to me is a very interesting. So like, let's say I was on like an E minor chord vamp. Right, then third measure is just the same thing, just move. And then, like I'm saying in the notes, you can transpose it to different pentatonics, and then you can mess with the rhythms. Okay, so let's say I move this to D minor. D minor. minor. I move it down to third and fourth. Change the rhythm. And so on. So you just have to use your imagination, which I talk a lot about. So just I'm presenting kind of very kind of basic templates, and then you can take my ideas and then create your own ideas off of this. Okay, so that's Follow Your Mistakes, E minor pentatonic, and then I'll do the additional Super Box melodic ideas. So these are E minor. So these are just different ideas I came up with as I was getting ready for the video. So I'll do example one. I'll just read it across as written. So this is E minor. Out of this, a little bit different pattern. Pull off. Second measure. Third measure. Fourth measure. Fifth measure. Oh, sorry. And then last. I'll put the drum back on, and I'll play with this a little bit, kind of mess with the rhythms a little bit. This is example one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So notice I made a little bit of mistake there. From like E minor to A minor there. How about a little faster? I can put that little mistake idea in there. Kind of a slick idea there. Okay, example 2 is just basically the same idea, but as I was practicing it and trying to notate it with my software, I realized that I was actually putting an extra note. So 1, E, da, E. And then second measure. So I did that. So that's how I came up with the Follow Your Mistakes, because sometimes as I'm stretching, so I accidentally went to that note. Okay, then third measure. Okay, fourth. Fifth measure. And then last measure. All right, so obviously this takes a little practice, warm up, and things like that. Okay, I'll put the drum back on and do example 2. And I'll mess with it a little bit. doing a lot of transposition here. I'm just trying to present these basic ideas. Okay, and then example 3. So this is starting on the beat 4. 1, 2, 3. And then I just ended back on the E. The other examples I didn't bother to end back on the E. So you'll notice how when you do these super boxes, that note's the same. So you have a doubling of notes. So when I first learned about these, I think this might have been maybe Steve Kahn. Maybe I saw something in a Guitar Player magazine or something, Steve Kahn talking about these, but they have an interesting sound to them. Okay, so example 3, I'll play that with the drum jam. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'll kind of mess with the rhythms a little bit. G minor. Okay, so you can look below the video description. I have a PDF for you, and then I have like an image of the 2 E minor pentatonic super boxes, and then I think that's about it. You know, just the PDF, the super boxes. I think that's about it. Okay, well, thanks for listening and watching. I don't really have a strategy for an ending improvisation, so just in the spirit of what I like to do with these videos, I'm just going to totally wing it. Just kind of see what happens, just improvise around some of these concepts. So thanks for listening and watching.